how to handle our life at old age. Correct? That is the whole subject matter. Right? So in old age, what happens to us is that the body becomes completely weak, and this is figuratively explained. This whole story is a symbolic story. City of Purañjana. Purañjana means a living entity trapped inside this body. Body is a city with 9 holes. Bhagavad Gita also this is mentioned. And then Kālakanyā comes together with the death. And then she comes with Kālakanyā, referring to the old age now. She comes with Prajvāra, the high temperature at the point of death, and with King of Yavanas, which is fear itself. And all these 3 things actually overcome a man who is old. Recently, one old man had come. I was asking, how do you feel? And he is so fearful. That is actually a fact. Old man feels very fearful. And then Prabhupada is saying in certain comments that we should, therefore, the Vedic system was so nice. Generally, a boy will be trained in Brahmacharya nicely till 25 years. Then he'll get married. And after that, he will have some children. And he should, in fact, Prabhupada, he should beget some son also, because who will take care of his whole family and everything? Later, girl will go with. And then we're not saying girl is better than boy, boy is better than girl, but the point here is the boy has his own role to play in the house, practically. And then after that is over, 50 years is the time. If he has begotten children at 25 years, by 50 it should all be over. They have grown up, they have all been settled. The girls have been married, they have gone to another house. The boys are there, now they are taking care of the house, so practically. At 50 years of age, he leaves. So the whole establishment is taken care by the sons now. And he travels with his wife to the holy places and tries to get detached from this family life and all this kind of attachment, so-called attachments. And then then his wife comes back home and she doesn't interfere with the functioning of the house, but she lives indifferent in her own way, practices spiritual life, but she lives under the protection of the children. And then the husband is traveling and is further developing in Krishna consciousness, and doing some service for his own purification and also preaching. That is called sannyasa. And then he dies at that time. It's so much partial. Even if somebody has not, the system is so well done, even if somebody has not properly prepared, just like in an examination, sometimes we have nowadays crash courses just before exam. And the point is that even if somebody has not done in the previous time, at least to a large extent recovered before the exam. That's the students also before exam study. The same way, knowing that the final exam of life is death. And final exam of life is death. And then what? We can prepare. We can prepare whole life. That's the best. Prajvāra says, Kāmaram āchare pragno dharman bhagavatam iha dullabam manusham janma tadapi adurvam arthadam. He says, even though our life is temporary, adruvam, but it is arthadam, it is very valuable. Why? Kāmaram āchare. Right from childhood you should begin bhagavad dharma. Dullabam manusham janma. Human life is very rare to get. So take full utilization of this opportunity. It's a great opportunity. Around today people are very excited. You got opportunity, you get people look. Because only thing today in atheistic society that is running today is economic development. How do you know society is atheistic? Look at it. If they're only overly focused on economic development, that is atheistic. Life should have a balance. Money is not everything. But people think money is everything. And they're overly attached to money making today. And for sense gratification. And then what do they lead their life? Brahmacharya does not exist today. Right from the moment their sex desire is awakened, girls and boys start indulging everywhere. You see that illicit sex is going on rampant. Some countries it has gone to gutter, and India also slowly we want to jump into gutter of sense gratification. No pleasure there, or no brain to understand. And Prabhupada is pointing out, actually it is self-killing. You're killing, you're drinking your own blood, that's all. As much you enjoy sexual indulgence, which is actually no pleasure, that much you have to suffer in old age. Prabhupada is saying. The more somebody indulges in sex in the youth, the more he will suffer in the old age. Now somebody can do PhD on this. Study this and do PhD on this. But actually it is a fact. His whole vital energy is being thrown away in the form of sexual indulgence, which is chief among all the varieties of sense gratification. So Brahmacharya doesn't exist. Grahastha ashram also does not exist. When somebody has not been a Brahmachari, he cannot be a Grahastha. Grahastha means he is regulated in his various sense gratifications. He has sex only to beget a child. In fact, people don't even believe this sometimes. They get wild and angry if you tell them this. But that's a fact. They think they are taking away their greatest pleasure of life. Sir, we want to give you the greatest pleasure, not take away the greatest pleasure. And the greatest pleasure is Krishna consciousness. They know it's in control. Otherwise, both cannot go together. And then Vanaprastha, idea only Vanaprastha, they live attached. Just like you're discussing, people, even at the ripe old age, live surrounded by family members. And they are attached, overly attached to all family members, to wife and children. And then he doesn't stop his sense gratification. Vanaprastha means a lot of tapasya, there is no tapasya. Sannyasa means, now preaching and continuing our self-purification, there is zero of that. And many times, I met some people, they said their parents have become senile, they become mad. If there is no spiritual practice, and at the old age, what happens? The body is giving him difficulty more, because he has lost his vital energy and he has thrown it away in the form of illicit sex or illicit, whatever way he has thrown out his vital energy. And then so many diseases he is having more because of that. Okay? And he loses. Prabhupada said people indulge too much in such gratification at old age look very ugly. Prabhupada said that not. Sometimes Prabhupada said look very ugly. And there is no, what do you say ugly physically? Mentally also is ugly. No, there is no gravity at all. Old people means they should be very grave. Correct? That means any old people means he should be very grave. What about gravity it is? They talk worse than youngsters sometimes. So dirty because they don't train. And then at old age is desiring such gratification and the body doesn't agree. Prabhupada points it out sometimes in America they go to nightclubs, all that, pay money to enter also there. And then pay money for every enjoyment and body is so old. What is he doing? He's paying money and still doing his sense gratification which he has already done whole life. Puna puna charvita charvanana. Chewing the chewed. He cannot give up his fantasies even at old age. Whole life he has seen it doesn't work out, but he cannot give up his fantasies. So what he should do? Just a simple example. Sunday also he had this point. Suppose a small dog you see, sometimes it comes, or a cat comes. And you want to develop a relationship, what do you do? You go and give it little food to it, correct? With affection, you pat him with affection. And then slowly what happens? You're patting and giving some food and some affection, the dog becomes a pet dog. Okay? When you next time you come home, he's wagging his tail, he's jumping. Every dog they do like that. Big drama they do. And the master feels so happy. I have a servant so dedicated. They become mad after their pets actually. People cats and dogs. That's the nature around the world. Big industry will become. Anyway, to try to understand the point, we are not saying that animals are not object of affection. Yes, Prabhupada says first thing we should have cows. But the way people live today, artificial life in kind of small pigeonholes or small matchboxes people live, where there is a place for a cow. Or otherwise, if there is a way a person should live, just like somebody has money, where does he live? He lives outside the city, in a country house, with a waterfall, with a river, with garden. That is how everybody should live. People with the money, they are able to afford that, correct? But actually everybody should live with that. That is how it was. But today we have created an artificial way of living, some artificial kind of livelihood, in the form of so-called industries. Prabhupada says all these industries are ugly, but we have created that artificial life. So person lives like that. And then what happens in that peaceful life there, first thing he has is cows. And the Prabhupada said, yes, you can have other animals also, but cows first. But today in this artificial life, dog is first. Cow, where they can manage? They can manage a cat or a dog in their matchbox flat. Who can manage a cow there? Impossible. Impossible. But otherwise, the cow is the first animal a man should keep. If he likes to keep some animals, he can keep some dogs also, he can keep so many things. But cow is... Anyway, he lives around surrounded by animals and all. And he passes on his, all his life in sense gratification. But the old age, because he has no attraction to serve Krishna, and for sense gratification, I was giving an example of a dog. Why? The point was that it is not very difficult. Any man can become dear to the dog. Is it difficult? Anybody. Give you a dog, you can become dear to it. Everybody knows that how to do. Becoming dear to Krishna is even more easier. Even more easier. Cat becoming dear, is it difficult? No. You can become dear to the cat. Becoming dear to Krishna is so easy actually. But provided we are ready, we cannot imagine that the vidhi pratipādena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshantate jnana jnana tattva darshina. It's not that Acharya and Krishna are some very complicated personalities. It's like in this world today. Why I didn't say man? Because men have become very complicated. You want to become dear to a man, he'll make you crazy actually. Animals are much more simpler today. If you're an animal, you want to make friendship with him. That's why what is happening in the Western countries today, that people are calling dog as the best friend. Always when you say best friend, it refers to dog. It is very surprising actually. Why should it be like that? Men are so much developed in consciousness, correct? Prabhupada says the relationship most sanguine between the people of the same species. Anywhere, correct? But why is it that people have become, because people have become worse than dogs. There's that example of them. If a snake is there, by mantra aushadhi we can handle him. But you cannot handle a man who becomes envious of you. So people are so envious, they are so degraded today. To make a man into a good relationship is very difficult. It's so complicated. He is so complicated that even though he may act like a gentleman, he will have more relationship to you. That's the situation. But a dog you can tolerate, because a dog is much more simpler. Actually, dog is very complicated. Unnecessarily barks on people, this, that. Simply offends people. Actually, the animal. A man should have a consciousness better than a dog. But today, man is worse. Therefore, people have become fond of pets. They don't take care of their own family members, they take care of dogs. They're very attached. The joke is, they know, as much as I tried my wife, she's never submissive to me, she's never having any relation to me. As much as I try, vice versa, the husband, he's so short-tempered, he's always so angry. What do you do? How do you handle this? This world is becoming crazy. They can children, they grow up little and then they start disobeying you, they don't care for you, they are in their own world. But a dog is not in his own world. He is there in his own world, but when you come, he wags his tail. But little food you give me shows some gratitude. Correct? They say he is much more better gentleman than my own family members. Correct? That is what has happened. What I want to say is that Krishna and Acharya, when you come to spiritual life, we are trying to become dear to Guru and Krishna. Okay? Prabhupada said, don't try to see God. Do something that God will see you. Is God very complicated personality? It's very simple. Krishna is so great, so pure. You cannot imagine his purity. So pure. Little effort is needed. Little effort to please Krishna. And it's very easy. Prabhupada always used to say, it's so easy to become dear to Krishna. But we are ready to put faith in the dog. He is actually, what is a dog? He is a bag of stool and urine. Correct? With some dangerous teeth in the front. That's what dog is. But we imagine he is a living entity. And we go with full faith and we serve him. Actually, he is a bag of stool and urine, and the living entity you are not able to see. But with the bag of stool and urine, you take it as living, conscious. And in that illusion, you serve him and all that. Similarly, when you come to Krishna consciousness, at this point, what is needed is faith to serve Krishna. You need little faith. Yes, Acharya Shastra say, what is that? Krishna is Jagat. What is the statement you are hearing from Sunday? Ishwar. He is the Parama Ishwar. What is the word, particular word which was there? Yes, Krishna is the Parameshwar. He is the Supreme Personality. So, there should be no hesitation actually. No hesitation in approaching Krishna. It is so easy actually. But it is we who hesitate in approaching Krishna. And we take, what we are putting is what is known as practical faith in serving Krishna. And definitely, gradually advance as we invest in practical faith. And become dear to Krishna, and the life becomes purposeful. And gradually we see how it is developing. It is developing in the different stages we see here. And that way we can progress in Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada ki, Srimad Bhagavatam ki.